Kansas City is cementing its place as the soccer capital of America. With top-notch stadiums and facilities and dedicated fans, it has no doubt helped Kansas City win a spot as a host city for the 2026 FIFA Men's World Cup. You know, that World Cup fun starts in North America on June 11th, 2026, which is a year from Wednesday. 16 host cities will welcome 48 teams for 104 matches. Kansas City is hosting 6 of those matches starting June 16th next year. And there's plenty of work to do ahead of time to get KC World Cup ready. Renovations are underway at Arrowhead, and we've seen thousands of hours of work expanding the streetcar line to help visitors get around town. You know, preparing is a full-time job. In fact, there's an entire organization leading the effort called KC 2026. I recently sat down with the group's CEO, Pam Kramer, for a progress report of sorts 1 year out. All right, 1 year to go. I know on paper that sounds like a lot, but you guys must be scrambling right now. Tell us what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I mean, 1 year really signals to the community that the World Cup is here and it's coming, and I feel like we're in great shape, but some work to do between now and then. Really excited to have announced our volunteer program, the start of that last week, seeing some early response. The community, of course, is excited and eager to participate, but we're on track and looking forward to the next 365 days.
What's priority number one?
You know, I think making sure that we engage the community, that everybody understands what's coming, how they can play a part, and then we deliver on this opportunity to showcase to the world what we already know, that this is a pretty spectacular place to live and visit and cheer on teams and maybe locate business or come back to visit.
Mm-hmm. We see the renovations going on at Arrowhead. We see, you know, the streetcar line being constructed and all the improvements are around town. What's the biggest challenge for you right now?
You know, I think for some communities, not ours, but in other cities, maybe collaboration is a challenge. For us, that is not a challenge. Everyone is collaborating. There's so many partners like the Chiefs, like the streetcar, jurisdictions, you know, the state of Kansas, the state of Missouri, this regional collaboration. I think, you know, coming together to make sure that we do this well. I would say, you know, if there is any challenge, it's the clock. We can't change the start date, so we need to make sure that we have everyone rowing in the same direction to make sure we're ready to go.
You talk about a regional challenge, and I think it's a good way to put it, because it's not just Kansas City proper involved in this, right?
That's right, that's right. You know, I grew up in Jefferson City. My husband is from Dodge City. We want kids in those communities and across both states to really understand and feel like they're part of this. And we do have venues in both states. We have team base camp locations in Kansas. We've got, you know, I think people will fly into Wichita and St. Louis and make their way to Kansas City and all parts across the region. So it is definitely a region-wide effort.
How many people do you expect are going to come into Kansas City for this?
So our partners at Visit KC right now tell us 650,000. That's not all at one time. That's over the course of the tournament. But we're going to feel it. You know, the population of Kansas City, Missouri is 509,000. So perhaps different than other host cities, we're going to know people are here. And we know that the community will welcome them in that classic Midwestern hospitality, with that hospitality. But we want to make sure that they can get around, that they know where things are, that they understand that this is a rich culture and there's lots of things to do and see.
Yeah, let's talk about culture a bit, because there are a lot of unknowns as far as we don't know which teams are coming to Kansas City, right? And which cultures, which countries will be represented here. How do you prepare for that ahead of time?
I think it's two things. The first is focusing on what we do know. So we know there will be at least 7 teams here during the group stage alone. So we know we should prepare for a wide variety of cultures, right? What we know from FIFA is that if we are going to focus on language skills, that Spanish and Portuguese are probably the two we need to be thinking about. So making sure businesses understand that, right? That they are thinking about translation of menus and apps that can do that. And then as we start to know which teams are coming, understanding those cultural traditions and tendencies, and educating the business community and our residents about those, which cultures tip and which don't, and will we have those fan bases here, and how should we be thinking about that?
Pam Kramer, thanks for your time. Good luck.
Thank you.
Later this month, a massive kickoff event celebrates the run-up to next year's matches. It's Sunday, June 22nd from noon to 5 at the Hesperia campus in Overland Park. There'll be food, entertainment, and more for the whole family. And keep it tuned to KMBC 9 News. We are your source for all things World Cup as Kansas City prepares to spend some time in the international spotlight. We'll keep you up to date on what's happening and what to expect in the run-up to the games.